Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Today we're at Ubushobozi, and I have with me the founder, Jean. So we're going to have her introduce herself and tell us a little bit about the project and the girls that are here that we've interviewed. And she will also share with us how she was inspired to help these young women and what she has in plans for the future and how everyone anywhere around the world can help. So if you could start with your name and where you're from and what you currently do besides the Ubushobozi project, that'd be great.
Okay, my name is Jean Cyprian, and I am from upstate New York, near the Canadian border. And I am a teacher, right now currently teaching in an international school in Thailand. And want me to start with how the project started?
Sure.
Okay, in 2007, my daughter and her friend and I came to volunteer for another organization, and it was in a small village, and the project was for young children. It was building a school, so we helped with teaching the kids and stuff. But while we were there, we noticed that a lot of the local teen girls, teenage girls who could not attend school, had nothing to do. They couldn't go to school, they couldn't afford the uniform, couldn't afford the fees, and there was nothing for them to do, and they really desperately wanted to learn some skills. So when we returned to our jobs, we decided that we were going to come back the following summer with the idea of starting a sewing project for these girls, for some teens, in this village in particular. And so when we came back in 2008, we had raised some money to buy machines and material for the girls to use, and we rented a little house here in Ruangari, and we took two girls from the village, Aline and Chantel, and we bought them a machine, and we taught them how to sew skirts and bags and different items. And then we realized that we had to go back to our jobs, so after 3 months, we decided we should hire a local woman, Giselle, to come and teach the girls sewing, and that we would continue raising money to support the project. And we brought back all of the items the girls made, and we sold them, and we used that money to keep the project going. The project ran like that for the rest of the year until the following summer in 2009, and we would just Western Union money to them. We had no setup for a bank account yet. We were just starting out. We had no idea where we were going to go with it. So when we returned the following summer, we brought on more girls, and then from there it's grown into, now we have 8 girls, and when they join the project, they're given a machine, and we buy material. We have a budget now, and we're much more official now. We're almost a non-for-profit in the States, and so now we have a serious budget, and we buy material, we buy machines for the girls as they come into the project. We have a local woman who teaches English to the girls, and we have a local boy who teaches computers to the girls. We've purchased a computer for them to use. We Skype with the girls often, and they know how to Skype, and they know how to, they're learning they know how to email, and we figured we have an old computer that they use to learn typing skills, which I think is an important skill for girls and boys to learn. And can't think what else.
Are there requirements for them to join?
The criteria for a girl, it's changed over the years. Initially it was orphaned, head of household, or just girls who could not attend school, who were too poor. And we've made a little leeway there. We've had some girls who are not necessarily orphaned, but who are making the money for the family. So what we do is we take the advice of the girls who are in the project. We have some local people here who have given us names of girls that might need the opportunity. And when someone is suggested, we talk to the girl, and we talk to the girls in the project already, and we see what their feelings are on it. We don't want to just bring anybody in. And now between my daughter and myself, we try to get here at least a couple of months a year, and we would like to make it more, obviously, and to be able to stay here more, to move the project on. The future goals of the project would be to open a little shop in town and have the girls run it and be in charge of making the products to sell. Right now the project runs basically on the sales from the bags and a couple of fundraisers a year. So the ultimate goal would be to have it run itself, to be sorry, I can't think of the word I'm trying to think. Sustainable. Sustain itself is what I'm trying to say. So, and with the girls running a shop and learning the business aspect of it, they would be responsible for their own budget and how much, what they would make and what they would sell it for, and be able to pay themselves. So basically we want them to become independent. We don't want them to think of themselves as a charity, but as training to help them become sustainable.
And I know several of them, they've never met their parents, didn't remember their parents. They lost them due to the genocide or other things. Has that been difficult for them? I mean, have they kind of embraced you as a mother figure? Or?
We've tried very hard to, I think Rwanda is a country that has done amazingly well at overcoming the terrible genocide. So we've been told by some local people that they prefer to think of the future, and they've all managed to have reconciliation amongst themselves. So we've tried hard not to bring that out in the girls. It may come up in discussion and they may want to talk about it, but basically we're trying to look towards the future instead of the past. And so far it's worked out okay. We've had interpreters come in, so if they want to talk to us, they can. If they don't want to talk about it, that's okay. Basically, we're trying to move ahead, and they're just wonderful girls. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, they seem to enjoy you very much, and they have wonderful things to say about you.
Mm-hmm. One thing that I forgot to say is that last summer when my daughter and I were here, we had a party and we had the Intori dancers come, and the girls were so interested in it they decided they wanted to do the Intori dancing. And so we found a local boy who teaches dancing, and so we put him on the payroll, and he comes in once a week and the girls get dance lessons, traditional dance lessons.
And since you've been doing this, 2 or 3 years now, what do you find to be maybe one of or two of your main struggles or things to overcome or things to, whether it's financial or with the cultural differences or...
Probably the most difficult thing is when we can't be here, when we leave, and it's not that we think that we have to be here to run the project. They're very capable. Only that, I don't know if it's a cultural difference or not, but we're not sure. We started it sort of off the cuff, so we're trying to move ahead. We're moving, but we're not exactly sure how it's going to move along. And I think like when you're in your own country, you know how things work. So it's very difficult sometimes to understand how things work here. And the language has always been a barrier. And luckily, we've found some interpreters that have really helped us out with that. And but getting above and beyond that, like if you were to start a business in America, you know who you would go to and the steps to take. So here it's like we went to the mayor and talked to him about it, and trying to find the right steps to take. And that's probably been the most difficult. I think what the white person has to offer it is not coming in and just handing out money. It's that I think we are the resource for these girls, and we have the outreach to these resources that they may not know that are out there. And I think they are definitely capable. They have proven themselves to be way better at things than we are. And so I like to think of it as our goal is just to be there, to be the facilitators, and say like, oh, but I know where we can do, maybe come up with the idea and say, I know where we can do that, and or how we can do that. And then it's amazing when you hand it over to them, they're like, yeah, that's right, we can do that. And so I think I've learned more from them than they have from me.
And the name, Ubushobozi, where did you come up with that? Since now you're dubbed Mama.
Mama Ubushobozi. When we first were starting the project, we were thinking of a name, and so we went down a list of Kinyarwanda words. And the definition we found for Ubushobozi was empowerment. Now, I've been told by other people it also means giving, so I'm not sure if it really means giving empowerment, which would be awesome because that's what we wanted. We wanted it to mean empowering these young women so they don't have to go on and continue a cycle of poverty, but they can be